Dr. Kethavar, a six-armed scholar, had spent 300 years combing through the ancient archives of Zenturi Prime's great library. He was mocked by his peers for chasing dead languages and forgotten histories. But Kethavar believed something terrifying lay buried in the past. In the oldest records, he found warnings, ominous messages etched in black stone tablets and worn metallic plates. The first came from the Valkyrie, a species wiped out 2,000 years ago. Their final relics spoke of beings from a distant blue world at the edge of the galaxy. The Valkyrie called them the Eternal Ones. At first, Kethavar dismissed it as mere folklore, until he uncovered a second account from the modern civilization, who lived on the opposite side of the galaxy. They had never encountered the Valkyrie, yet they spoke of the same beings, bipedal creatures who fought with relentless, savage cunning, using everything in their environment as a weapon and refusing to die quietly. Over the next 50 years, Kethavar unearthed 12 separate accounts. The Zephani called them the Endless, the Torvok named them Death on Two Legs, and the ancient Kriller simply wrote, "They will consume all." Every civilization told of a blue and green planet orbiting a small yellow star. The instructions were always the same. Do not approach. Do not awaken them. They are a threat beyond reckoning. But the tablets' ages varied wildly, some dating back 10,000 years or more. How could so many unrelated civilizations all agree on this one point? When Kethavar presented his findings before the Galactic Council, his voice trembled with fear and anticipation. The Great Assembly, with hundreds of species in attendance, greeted him with boredom and skepticism. Council leader Zareth dismissed his obsession with old myths, but curiosity piqued when the scholar revealed ancient warnings that transcended time and space. Yet, arrogance prevailed. The Zenturi Empire had reigned unchallenged for 5,000 years. To them, the idea that primitive creatures could pose a threat was laughable. Kethavar was silenced. On a small blue world called Earth, Captain Jake Morrison prepared to command humanity's first faster-than-light starship, UES Horizon. His crew, Engineer Lisa Brooks, Dr. Alex Turner, and Communications Officer Ben Clark, braced for history. "Take us out, Lisa," Jake ordered. As Earth shrank behind them, none of them knew of the ancient warnings that spoke of their kind. The ship dropped from faster-than-light travel near a bright yellow star, and their first scan revealed 3 planets. Then came something unexpected. 5 massive metallic ships heading their way. A transmission crackled through, its alien tongue barely translated. "Identify yourselves or be destroyed." Jake responded, "This is Captain Jake Morrison of Earth. We come in peace." But the Zenturi commander, Veeler, was unyielding. "You will surrender your vessel for inspection." As the boarding crafts attached, massive blue-skinned aliens, 8 feet tall with 4 arms, entered Horizon. Commander Veeler interrogated Jake, suspicious of their presence and their claims. When Jake lied about Earth's fleet strength, Veeler sensed it. The humans' calmness, even in the face of overwhelming power, was unsettling. Veeler saw only 2 possibilities: scouts for a larger force or a dangerously reckless species. Either way, they could not be allowed to leave. Orders were given to tow Horizon to Zenturi Prime. But Lisa Brooks had other plans. Hearing the Zenturi's intent to imprison them, Lisa overrode safety protocols and ignited the engines at full burn, breaking free. Jake made a desperate choice, rammed the command ship. While his crew evacuated, Jake piloted Horizon straight into Veeler's ship. The explosion turned night into false dawn. Both vessels were vaporized. Lisa, the sole survivor, drifted in her escape pod for 6 days until rescued. What she carried would change everything. Sensor data from humanity's first alien contact and the proof of hostile intent. Earth's leaders were horrified. Admiral Kate Sullivan, Earth's defense chief, briefed the World Council. "We are not alone, and we are not safe." Some called for diplomacy, but Sullivan knew better. They fired first. They see us as a threat, and they're right. Earth began transforming overnight. Factories converted to weapons plants. Scientists developed unconventional weapons. ramming ships packed with nuclear warheads, biological agents tailored to Zenturi physiology, and decoy freighters loaded with explosives. They called their war doctrine asymmetrical total warfare. The first human counterstrikes shattered Zenturi patrols. Ambushes, viral outbreaks, and suicide attacks sowed terror. Within a year, rebellion broke out in Zenturi territories. Species like the Kathani, inspired by human broadcasts, rose up. Mining tunnels turned into traps, poisoned air, collapsing caverns. Tactics learned from their new human allies. Human captains like Rachel Stone and Nick Thompson executed impossible victories. Rachel took down the fortress world of Nexvar, not by force, but by turning Zenturi compassion into a weapon. Ships disguised as refugee vessels detonated at strategic points. Entire planets rebelled. Communications hubs fell. And the humans' tactics, fast, ruthless, adaptable, devastated the Zenturi. Dr. Kevin White hijacked Zenturi networks, broadcasting humanity's ultimatum in 200 languages. Choose your side. Help the Zenturi and fall. Join us and be free. Rebellions ignited on 100 worlds. Commander Veeler, battle-scarred and desperate, pleaded with High Command to end the war. But arrogance held them fast. The final blow came when the Zenturi launched their entire home fleet at Earth. 300 ships to wipe humanity out. When they arrived, they found the system seemingly abandoned. It's a trap, warned Veeler. It was. Human ships, newly built and far superior after years of stolen Zenturi tech, struck from hiding alongside rebel allies. Kathani mining ships, Valkyrie scouts, even modern freighters turned gunships joined the fray. The largest battle in Galactic history lasted 18 hours. When Nick Thompson led a final boarding party onto the Zenturi flagship, he confronted Supreme Commander Nailesh, who still believed reinforcements would come. There's no Empire left, Thompson told him. Nailesh died on his own bridge. Of the 300 ships, fewer than 50 survived. Commander Veeler, now the highest surviving Zenturi officer, surrendered before the United Nations, in a hall filled with species once subjugated by his empire. The Zenturi would retreat to their home system, pay reparations, and recognize humanity's leadership in the newly formed Galactic Liberation Alliance. Veeler later met Dr. Kethavar, now a revered figure. "We should have listened to you," Veeler admitted. "What made them different?" he asked. "They don't fight for conquest," Kethavar said. "They fight for survival, and a species fighting to survive will do anything." He showed Veeler the oldest warning, the Eternal Ones, the ones who never stop fighting. But humanity did not become conquerors. Instead, they brokered peace, rebuilt shattered worlds, and vowed to leave no sentient species under tyranny again. What the ancient warnings had missed was that humans didn't fight for domination. They fought so no one else would suffer as they had. Yet, new stone tablets were carved on worlds across the galaxy. But these weren't warnings about humans. They were written by humans. And their message was clear. We are humanity. We survived ice ages, plagues, and wars. We do not seek conflict, but we excel at it. Threaten us, and you'll become a memory. Choose peace, and you'll find a friend. Remember this, and history will spare you. Humanity had changed everything, and the galaxy would never be the same.